Hey there guys, how's it going? My name is Sumit Chatterjee from the Flow Zone Academy, and I'm a flow state coach, which means that I help you feel better and perform better. Today I want to speak about the most valuable resource that we have, and it's free. Do you know what it is? It's the key. That's just one of the clues. It's a key. It's a key, or the chi, or the life force, and it's right under our noses. It's hidden in plain sight. It's the breath. It's the breath. Now some of you may be hearing this and be like, the breath? Breathing schmeathing. I'm breathing all the time on autopilot. How is the breath going to change my life? And for other people who are watching this, they're like, I know, man. I know. Breathwork is powerful. It's changed my life. And there might be some that are in between those two. Now, the best way to manage your flow state naturally is through your breath. And this is why every single coachee, patient, client that I have, they go through this first initial process of getting familiar with their own breath. Are they breathing too slow, or are they breathing too fast? Are they breathing shallow, or are they breathing deep? What is their body doing? What parts of their body is interacting through the breath? Is it loud, or is it more of a whisper? What is the texture of the breath? Is it metallic, or is it wooden? Try and get really, really abstract here and trying to understand your breath, because this breath consciousness is first an awareness, and then it's a conscious breath, right? So it's the yin and the yang. First of all, you're just looking at it. You're being the witness. You're like, what is my breath doing right now? All right, it's very shallow. It's very in my chest. It's not a belly breath. Belly breathing has changed my life. So one simple thing that you can do each day is just put a hand on your heart and a hand on your stomach and just simply watch your breath. That activity will make you more attuned to what your breath is actually trying to communicate to you. Because your breath is like the Google Translate for the body. Right? You're trying to communicate with your body. You're like, calm down, do this. All right, you don't need to stress right now. You don't need to go into fight or flight mode right now. Your body's going, huh? Excusez-moi? Right? It's like, it thinks it's a different language. Your body does not understand English or Portuguese or Spanish or Taiwanese or French. It understands breath. And your body's the subconscious mind, correct? So, if you are breathing, you're being more aware, and you're awakening the consciousness that is within. So all the thoughts that you've been trapping down, suppressing, if you can be present with your breath, those thoughts will come up. Yes, they will, through a lot of breathwork practice. Sometimes I find like, why am I crying? Or why am I laughing? Or why do I feel so much tension in my body? Or, whoa, I feel so free right now. Right? You'll be going through all of these various emotions because it's a process of cleansing. It's a process of you getting to understand yourself. It's like understanding the instrument of your body. And just breath is fine. A lot of people do breath of fire. The very intense kind of breath. But if you're doing that and your body is tense, that breath is not being downloaded into the body very well. You see, you want to have a relaxed body, and then you can have whatever breath work you like. First of all, it's the awareness. Then it's the conscious breathing. That's the yang. That's the doing. First is the being, having the breath breathe you. Then you are breathing the breath. Do you get what I'm saying? It's a cycle. It's the yin and yang. You start with the yin, you go into the yang. And then from there, you are taking it somewhere. You're either using the breath as a process of release when you're breathing out. Normally when you exhale with a sound, shh, or sss, you're hearing the fact that you're letting something go, and your subconscious is understanding that you're letting something go. You know when you feel inspired? Where you feel creative, you feel like you can do something? That's that breath energy. The word etymology of inspire means in spirit, and that root word comes from the breath. I have a tattoo actually. I don't talk about this a lot, but I have a tattoo that says inspire. And that's a reminder for me to breathe. In my past, I had a lot of anxiety, severe panic attacks, and a lot of the time I was very, very stressed out with my state of mind and my self-talk. It wasn't on my side, ever. Until I consciously chose to change that through how I was speaking with my body. You see, even if you can just slow your breath down just by, that's all you need to get into a state of pure awareness. And now when you look at the world, you're coming from a different state. You're coming from a state of non-judgment. But that's not going to happen immediately. You're not going to look and it's going to be like, oh, you're going to still be like, oh man, my socks are on the floor or whatever, right? When we channel energy to our breath has a potential. It unlocks potential. That key, that cheat I was talking about, it unlocks your potential. Whoever wants a flow state breathwork, I've adopted this from Joe Dispenza as well as my boy Voy, right? And basically, it's this amazing breathwork that I want to gift to you. So if you would like that, please DM me on Instagram, or you can send me an email at flowzoneacademy@gmail.com, and I will send you that breathwork. It's helped me gain much more clarity. It's helped me to transmute the basal lower energies where I feel stressed and stuck and stagnant and shame and guilt and all of that stuff. It's just brought it up through the heart so I could let it go, so I could actually move on from it, so I could drop it, so I could stop attaching an emotional storyline to it, but actually be able to process it. This is a way of processing your emotions, is through how you're breathing. Breath is the way that we channel that sympathetic to the parasympathetic, the fight and flight to the rest and digest. And there are many ways to do this, like through the vagus nerve as well. I want you to think of breath work like a dance. It reveals consciousness. And when you soften your system while you're breathing, it just heals something. It shifts something within you. Relaxing your shoulders, relaxing your jaw when you're breathing. Don't lose that relaxation element. Relaxation actually increases energy. That's the reason we need to rest at times. That's the reason we need to revitalize. A lot of us don't go into that culture of like going to a spa or going for a massage, but all of these things, they're really, really healing. There's a book called The Body Keeps Score, and I've been recommended this book many times. In my recent podcast, actually, I interviewed Barrett Freibert, who is a Vinyasa yoga teacher, and she uses a lot of different practices, and she was talking about this element of how the body keeps score. And it's so important that we breathe through our thoughts, we breathe through our visualizations, we breathe through our movements. That is the capability for you to get into that flow state. It's so simple, but just by taking 3 deep breaths before you do a task, it can change your consciousness. And once you can breathe, you'll understand that your breath matches your personality. So if you're a very anxious person, your breath is going to be a lot more shallow, a lot more quicker. It's going to be rapid. You're going to feel your heart beat through your head a lot of times as well. I've noticed that. And just being conscious of that, then you can change it. Awareness precedes control, right? Let's do this exercise. Just tap into how you're breathing. And I used to be a heavy mouth breather, okay? I used to breathe heavily through my mouth, and it would make me feel very tired. And also I used to breathe from my chest and not my belly. When I started breathing from my belly and when I started breathing from my nose, it started to change a lot around. Now, that does not mean I did not exhale with my mouth, because exhaling with the mouth allows you to have a longer breath. And a longer exhale with shorter inhales tells your body something. It tells your body to quiet down. It tells your body to go into a much more of a Zen state. I'm communicating with my body right now as I did that. There's many different kinds of breath work. I'm not going to go through all of them in this video. However, if you want to reach out to me, I have an encyclopedia of different kinds of breath work for different types of people. If you are an adventure sports athlete, your breath work might not be the most ideal in terms of what you're doing, in terms of your breath practice. However, if you're a librarian and you just want focus to read a couple of books, that's a different kind of breath. All right? A lot of Navy SEALs, they use this circular breathing or box breathing to keep their consciousness awake and open throughout the time. To energize, you just want to understand the breath is faster. So that fire breath, or that shh, shh, or that shh, 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 all of those types of breath that are a lot faster, a lot more intense, they're to awaken energy. And the breath that is a lot more yin or softening or slower, the slower the breathing, the hold. That's also very dynamic. Breathing in with the shoulders, you can also incorporate your body into some breaths, right? Breathing in, letting go, dropping the shoulders down. You can go, or, right? There's a lot of different kinds of breath work. We're going to have to fine tune the one that works for you. Anything that you do, if you do it with mindfulness, if you do it with breath, it's going to change your experience of it. Try watching a movie without breathing. Okay? Try doing it. You're not going to be engaged. You're going to be very distracted. Or you can actually use holding your breath as an advantage. You know what I do at times? Where I feel extreme tension, pressure, anxiety, stress? I just simply hold my breath. And now, or when I'm getting cravings or urges, just simply hold your breath and your mind immediately goes to preserve the system. It's going, oh wait, he stopped breathing, something is going on, and it's going to put all the consciousness and energy behind holding that breath. And as it's doing that, the cravings will slowly disappear. Try this out the next time you get a craving. Right? The same thing as if you get a craving, you can do push-ups. Or if you get a craving, you go and take a cold shower. Or if you get a craving and you have a band on your hand that you snap for negative reinforcement. Or you get a craving and you just slowly start to shake around. You have to decide this for yourself. I'm here telling you to have all these release activities throughout the day. But if you're not actively doing them, they're not going to have any benefit in your life. So if you guys have ever experimented with psychedelics, or if you've gone on a marathon or a run where you're experiencing these deep ecstatic states, or psychedelic meaning mind expanding states, right? So if you're experiencing those states, you can get into those states simply with the own mechanism that you were born into this world with, right? This is kind of DMT breathing, right? Holotropic breathing, meaning holotropic meaning coming back to wholeness. These warriors, these saints, these mystics, these sages, these monks, all of these people have been able to get this state of high. How have they been able to do it? They're using their breath. And if you have one resource, I want you to walk away with this resource right now. I'm listening to an audiobook currently. It's called Just Breathe. Tony Robbins did the foreword for it. It's by Dan Brule. But it's really starting to inspire me. And a lot of the concepts that I brought up today are from his audiobook. So I would highly, highly recommend you check that out and start to incorporate different kinds of breath work into your own practice. And again, if you want that flow state breath work, reach out to me. Just follow along with it. It's going to be intense, but it's also going to be incredibly cleansing. So if you are brave enough to try that out and really step into your clarity, your state of mind, and you've tried everything, nothing seems to really stick, this might be the tool for you. And breathwork is also beneficial for people who want to get into meditation, but their mind is too anxious, they can't. So breathwork is a quick way of getting the benefits of meditation very quickly. This is what has worked for me, and now I'm able to actually meditate for a longer period of time because I have a background in experimenting with breathwork. So I hope the same thing will happen for you, and it will awaken something. You know how they say marijuana is a gateway drug? Breathwork is the gateway towards meditation, all right? So I hope this helps you out. Have an amazing day. May the flow be with you. And stay legendary.